Yeah, how you doing? Can I have a number one with medium cherry Coke and small fry, please? What's that? I couldn't hear you. No, I want a number one. No, you know what? You know what? Change that. Give me what is it? I think I want to go with maybe a number seven, please. No, a number seven. No, dude, all I want's a number seven. Can you do that? Can you? That's just shenanigans, guys. Hollywood hooligans. Look. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, let me shut off McDonald's. Hold on. There we go. I just did that. Figure try to lighten the mood a little bit. Let me get this mask off. Hey, I thought I try to lighten the mood a little bit because obviously you can tell from the title it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a fun video. So hey, so what's today? Today is Saturday, the 18th of April. This is SITREP 31. So yeah, this is the first time seeing one of my videos. I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma of my right tonsil, and I went through chemo and radiation and finished up in January of 2020. And so 90 days later, I got a PET scan. PET scan came back and showed there was potentially some residual disease in my right tonsil. So I went out to the surgeon, and she took 5 or 6 samples of biopsy from my tonsil this past Monday, the 13th of April 2020. And so she was supposed to call me on Thursday. So, well, she said on Monday, she said she'd call me in 3 days. So 3 days to me is Thursday, right? So now everybody's up to date. So waiting Thursday. I'm here working from my house. I was working out of my laboratory, my garage, and I was doing a bunch of testing. I had taken like 22 pages, no kidding, of handwritten notes, and I was trying to crunch that down into a format, just a quick kind of report to submit to my engineers, so they had something easy to digest. So if there was something in there they needed to act on, they could. So that was going on out in my garage. It was kind of hot. I had a landscape contractor here that day, and he was going to strip out away the sod. When we talked about the job, he had a little sod stripper, and they only go down about this far, not bad. So this guy shows up the first day, and he shows up with a bucket loader, a machine, a skid steer loader, overkill for my tiny yard. And what does he do? He rips out a freaking cable. So then I have the hospital calling me over and over. At one point, I had a freaking nurse call me to tell me somebody else is going to call. Okay? So if that's any indication of how that day went, that's the way the day went. All right? So it wasn't a good day. And I apologize to my family here. I was cussing and cursing up a storm. I was just miserable to be around. I mean, people just gave me space, man, because I was just being a moron. Anyway, so, and part of that it wasn't just all that was going on Thursday. Some people know it happened to be my 57th birthday, right? But that's not significant because it was my birthday. It was also significant because my brother, just older than me, Tony, died of pancreatic cancer when he was 56. So on Thursday the 16th was my last day of being 56 and my first day of being 57, right? So it's kind of like my opportunity to break the curse, if you will, right? So I couldn't wait to hear from my surgeon to say, hey, it came back negative, your biopsy came back negative, and everything's good, and congratulations, we're just going to do a tonsillectomy, because that's what they were planning on doing, just to remove it, just to be safe, right? So waiting, she never calls.
24 hours later.
Finally she calls in the afternoon. and she broke the news that, yeah, it's not residual disease on my tonsil. It's cancer. So the chemo and radiation didn't get rid of the cancer. So instead of having a standard, run-of-the-mill tonsillectomy, now I need to have what they call a radical tonsillectomy, and that is removing the tonsil and the surrounding tissue and muscle, and also resecting the lymph nodes. So there is risk involved in it. First of all, it's going to be a 4 to 5 hour surgery. The risk, there's a bunch of nerves and nerve bundles that run in that portion of the neck. I know one for sure is your sense of smell. One is a super highway for your taste, and a bunch of other stuff on, nerve endings for feeling and all that. So she has to watch out for that stuff. So the first thing she can do is find those and isolate those, get them out of the way so they don't get damaged. The second part is actually taking out the tonsil. So they have to get what they call margin when they remove cancer. So it's not just two-dimensional. It's not just cutting around it in length and width, right? You have to actually go depth as well. So, they have to cut around the tonsil and, the tissue from underneath it as well. So, and now you have this whole pocket of missing stuff. And by the way, there's not a whole lot of extra stuff in your neck and throat, right? There's not just tissue that's hanging around in there for no good reason. So there's that. But you have this gaping void, and you can't just grab the edges like you could, a cut in your skin and just sew it up. You can't just gather all this up and cut it and close it. So it has to stay open. So there is a risk of bleeding, and because of that, the blood vessels that go into that area actually get they get cut off. They get what do you call it? Sewed up. So for that purpose. And the last part is the resection, where you have glands that go up in front of your ear, behind your ear, along your jaw. They go down your neck. They go up into your face in all kind of manner of directions. So I don't know what it is involved to take those out. Is it like spaghetti, where you grab a piece and they all come out, or do they have to cut up in there and take them out individually? I don't know how all that works. So the bottom line is 4 to 5 hour surgery. The good news is they do it robotically. So it's called TORS. It's like trans, I don't know what the O stands for, robotic surgery, TORS. So I said in my first video when this whole thing started back in like August or September, that I was referred to a robotic surgeon, because you don't want these meat hooks all up inside your mouth with sharp implements, right? Cutting way down deep. So at least robotics, they have one little light going in there, they have one little camera, and then they got some small grabbing and cutting tools. So that's a good thing, right? Plus it enables them to more accurately get that margin and remove tissue from around the tonsil. So that's great. That's good. Well, great. It's a good thing. So what else? I think that's pretty much it. The recovery. So it looks like I'll be in the hospital for a couple of days. I won't be eating a whole lot during those days. She was talking about putting a feed tube in my nose, and I said, no, doc, don't forget, I have a feed tube in my stomach. So the funny thing is, here I couldn't wait to get rid of this daggone feed tube. I still can't, in a way, but it's a blessing in disguise that I still have it, because now all I have to do is plug in a hose, fill up the bag, and yeah, I can eat. So that's awesome. But it's not going to be as simple as a regular tonsillectomy where you just get to eat ice cream, right? This isn't that. So missing work, I don't know how that's going to work. This is going to be a relatively painful procedure, so I'd imagine I'll be sitting home, laying in bed all doped up for the better part of the first week, maybe until that pocket heals. I got to work that out with the guys at work. But the good news is, I'm not going to be out like I was when I was going through chemo and radiation and just, taking 17 naps a day. So there's that. So yeah, this is the next next step in the saga. I know it's definitely not the news that I was hoping for, but you got to play with the cards you dealt. So that's where we're at, guys. So I hope you guys are doing good out there in COVID land. Hopefully the what's the word I'm looking for? Hopefully the environment will support everybody, you kind of getting back to life safely without this craziness, breaking out again. It concerns me that people are, starting to revolt or getting upset because of the lockdown in their houses. But the longer that we stay separated, the better chance we have of this stuff not breaking out again, right? I mean, that's kind of my logic. I could be wrong, but that's the way I look at it. So anyway, so yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. As soon as I get more information, I will let you know. We're looking to schedule the surgery for 2 to 3 weeks from now. My surgery is happening at the civilian regional medical center instead of the VA, because the VA doesn't have a head and neck surgeon that can do this whole resection. So now my civilian surgeon is waiting to get clearance from my VA primary care provider, and they have had bad experiences with that in the past. So I already reached out to the VA, say, hey, look, don't be screwing around. When they ping you, you need to give them authorization quickly, because I'm not playing. So I want this out of me. So that's where we're at, guys. Again, not great news, but it is what it is. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Be good, and we're out here. Bye.